Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Marilena Robles. I am a UTPL English student. This video corresponds to English syntax academic component. The topic that I am going to present today corresponds to the Unit 3, syntactic linking according to grammatical function in accordance with the agreement and government rules. First of all, I will be showing my story about discipline in the classroom as a teacher. An anecdote from some time ago. In this presentation, you can see different colors. With the color strategy, it will be easier for you to recognize some rules of agreement and government. Well, I will tell you my story. It was my first class as an English teacher. I come to my first class with the fifth year on basic education. Science, I was a new teacher. I had a new way of working. My planned way of working was to replace the textbook with other learning tools, other innovative learning tools. I remember hearing that this educational center is characterized by being quiet. Their previous teacher worked with a traditional system according other teachers. It turns out that I arrived at the classroom thinking that working with children is very fun and with the best disposition to introduce myself and get to know each one of the students. I intended to use the English language most of the time. From the moment I entered of the class, the children are restless and surprised. I think it was normal because it was new and I was practically stronger to the students. The class had approximately 40 students. From the beginning, I noticed that two students were talking all the time in the back of the classroom. It called the attention of the two students, several times to make them listen to me and pay attention, to which they took annoying and rebellious attitude. I continued talking. When I stopped addressing the class for a moment, they began to murmur quietly. Then the disorganization of behavior increased as the classes went on. The bad behavior that the students has evident, and was almost impossible to remain my patient. All the students were talking among themselves, others were moving from the one side to the other without stopping. During several classes, I only observed misbehavior students. In reality, the expectations that I had those students were different. During several classes, I was not able to complete my planned activities due to the disorder and indiscipline of the part of the majority of the students. From this, I felt emotional and decided to take control of the situation. There are several factors that influence students to take these attitudes. In fact, the biggest challenge I had with the group of students was their discipline. During the first month of the classes, I focused on activities aimed to channeling their energy, improving behavior to fit in the classroom that I had planned. The parents or representatives of the students were made to put in context the indiscipline that the students have and what the rules will be so that my strategies can work. In this way, the parents felt committed to reinforcing at home, and this is how I managed to get my students to be cooperative in my classes. To get them interested in learning themselves, my attitude was always to be happy, smiling, with a good disposition for them, for my students, and your parents or representatives. Well, that's all of my story. Now I am going to talk about or explain agreement rule. The subject and the verb in English sentence must be agree. They must concede. For example, here I am going to analyze the following cases. For example, educational center is characterized by being quiet. The subject is singular. In this case, the subject is educational center, so I need to use a singular verb form. The singular verb form is. The second example, working with children, is fun. When the gerund is the subject, they take the singular form of the verb. In this case, is. The third example, the class had approximately 40 students. The subject is singular. The agreement verb is had, which is talking about the past. Another example, the parents or representatives were met. In this case, I have a compound subject or indicates option since the two components are plural. We use were because it expresses stopped. Well, the next point is government role. It refers to the relationship between a word and its dependent. This form of government is called case. Case refers to the grammatical relationship of nouns and pronouns with other words within a sentence. Below we analyze three distinctions cases. The first case is the genitive case, also called a possessive apostrophe. It shows position, and we generally use it names with proper nouns. For example, it was my first class as an English teacher. Indicates possession with the possessive adjectives. In this case, my. Their previous teacher, the second example is their previous teacher worked with a traditional system. Possessive adjective. Indicates possession with the possessive adjective. In this case, their. Well, another example, misbehavior students. Misbehavior, it belongs to the students. We are the apostrophe and is. Well, another case is nominative case. I will talk about nominative case. In this case, used for a noun or pronoun that is the subject of a verb. For example, I came to my first class. I, a subject pronoun in a normative case. Came is the verb. Another example, children are restless. Children, subject noun in normative case, are is the verb. The parents felt committed to reinforcing at home. Parents, subject, noun of the verb, felt. Well, That's all about nominative case. Another case is accusative case. The noun is said to be in the accusative case when it is used to the subject of the verb. For example, I called attention of the students. Is the pronoun called is the verb. I is the pronoun. Called is the verb. The students are accusative case. That's all. That's all for the video. Thank you very much.